Who's your daddy? The Indiana Hoosiers are in the college football playoffs for the first time. Unbelievable season. Unbelievable. What are you doing?
Whoa, what was that?
What was that?
Mr.
Whoa.
Oh, the Mr. Hello.
I want 3 edit slow motions of what you just did.
Not doing any of them.
What were you-
Fast forwarding.
I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. I didn't know what he was
You
doing
did it 3
there.
times. You did 2 hands. You did
Yeah,
1 hand.
that
You did mouth
was-
open.
Who did?
I'm just trying to talk about Indiana. Wow. I don't know what. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Who did?
If you're new here, he does this every
Maybe
time.
Mike just wants to take it away.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna open with Mike. Indiana though, 10 seed in the college football playoffs. Congrats to them. 11-1 on the season. Best season they've had ever. They're unbelievable in the last modern history, 40 years.
Huge.
10 versus 7 matchup. They're on the road in state at Notre Dame. Very familiar with these teams in Indiana. The winner of that goes on to play Georgia without Carson Beck. So maybe a little opportunity on this side of the bracket. But Mike, I guess we'll open it with you because you loved doing whatever it was you were doing with Indiana just now. How do you like their chances to win the college football playoffs? The odds have them at plus 4,000 right now to win it all.
I actually love the Hooters.
Dude,
What?
The Hooters.
why are you talking like that?
That's just it. You know, the real people, the real fans.
If you know, you know.
They
If
call
you're an
them
Indiana
Hooters.
guy,
Yeah.
you
They
talk
call
like
them
a
Hooters.
Mike's from Indiana. He knows.
Actually, I learned that from cameraman Kev. He's born and raised in Indiana. He calls them the Hooters.
Shout out Fort Wayne.
Yep. Shout out
Shout out
Fort
Fort
Wayne.
Wayne.
Fort Wayne represent.
Shout out Asians in Indiana. It's a committee. It's a thing.
AII.
Yep. AII. Asians in Indiana. Yep.
Trying to spread awareness.
Represent. Represent.
Whoa. Whoa. Weird angle.
Anyways, I love the Hoosiers here, and I think I'm gonna give them about a 38.75% chance to win the national championship.
That's freaking crazy.
That's higher than Mike's NFL picking games, actually.
That might be higher than my NFL.
What percent?
38.7%.
38.75%.
to win the national
win the
championship.
Natty.
Natty.
Not just win this game.
So-
Let me
they're above-
break it down for you.
All right, so they're just under 40% to win. You can get them at 40-1
Yeah,
on any given book. So Mike's saying best bet of all time.
I love it.
He loves it.
Go Hooters. So the reason why you end up with these calculated numbers and you finalize on these equations.
Calculated numbers, finalized equations.
Yep. The reason how you end up in this destination here is you look at this side of the bracket and their competition and their way of getting to the big game. Because really, once you get to the big game, it's a ball game. You know, it's really, it's not necessarily anyone's game, but it's a ball game
It's
and
a
anything
ball
could
game.
happen. It's one
You
game,
get
you
to the
know.
big game,
It
it's a
ain't a
ball.
series. It
a
ain't
bar.
a series.
knows
It's
a lot
one
about
ball
ball
game.
games.
It's one ball game. Now,
Whoa.
let me tell you
Is
something
that
right
you,
now.
Mike? One ball?
Let me tell you something right now. So this
One
Notre
ball,
Dame
Mike.
team, we can talk about. We could have the conversation on whether or not they deserve to be here,
lot of
being
words,
that they're
Mason.
not in a conference and
Great point.
they didn't play for a conference championship
point.
title, yet they somehow are
Game's
still
the
in that 5 seed. I don't know if I agree with that, or I'm sorry, not the 5 seed, that 7 seed.
Yeah, I was about to
I don't know if I agree with that, but it is what it is. So let's say they beat this fraudulent ND, Catholic Fighting Irish team, and then you're beating a team, or you're facing a team that doesn't have their starting quarterback. Granted, albeit amazing defense and a very strong running game, but then let's just say you beat them. Let's say your offense, Curtis Rourke,
Let's just
overpowers.
say they beat
Let's just say-
Georgia.
yeah, let's just say. Okay.
You didn't say the team's name. I just wanted to. You didn't say Georgia.
Excuse me.
I forgot to say.
Excuse me. I'm explaining their journey.
Okay.
And so, after that, they're going to be playing 99% chance Penn State. So probably a difficult little competition there, but it's pretty much a conference game, right? And so conference game, real
It is a
difficult,
conference game.
real difficult, not
Pretty
easy,
much.
not easy. But it's doable. I give them a less chance to win that than to win the Natty. But again, if they get to a Natty, it's a ball game. So
But how does that mathematically even be possible?
because again, if they can
How
get
can you
past
have
that
a-
game, then it's
But
a
how
ball
can you have a
game,
less chance to win that game than the national
I don't think you
championship?
understand the math here.
Yeah.
You're not. No, Ryan.
Right,
You're
so-
not.
Yeah, you
you're
don't
not
get the
getting
math
his
here.
Okay,
calculations.
my
Yeah.
bad. My bad. That's on
Sorry,
me.
Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Run it over. a
Wrap
couple
this
more
up.
times.
Sorry, Mike.
That was it.
Oh, you're done.
Mike doesn't wrap
That's
it up.
it.
Ever.
Okay. All right, Mario.
That was
Okay.
it.
Pretty much everything Mike said.
No, I mean, there's not much to touch on, really.
Except for Mike.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Catholic priest, shout out Notre Dame.
Whoa.
Wow.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
wild.
Uh,
Okay, so
Mike.
River Geo Vatican.
as
High as shit.
After those Hoosier things he was doing, talking about.
No, okay,
I
so-
don't know.
Hoosier.
Mike loves saying Hoosiers. Okay.
Natural
Hooters.
State.
My take on the Hoosiers. Okay, so Mike gave them to win the Natty a 38.75% chance. I think I'm going to give them. I would say Mike is about 38.75% higher than my chance.
Oh, that's a John Zero guy.
Yeah, this is the one team in the playoffs, and I'm not saying this to be funny. Like I'm dead serious. This is the one team in the playoffs that I think has a 0% chance.
Damn. That's
Like
crazy.
Boise State, I'm giving an
At least
honorary.
they have a bye.
They have a bye, and I'm giving the honorary
nice.
1% chance because Ashton Genty might
Maybe-
just like
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
There's
who
no
knows?
maybe with this Indiana team. They're just cooked.
Curtis Rourke.
No.
Okay.
Notre Dame is going to be a good ball game.
Even if somehow, like the Notre Dame team all gets
Shot.
polio and like. Okay.
Why do you always ask
No,
for
Mike
people to
loves
die?
death. Like
He
I'm
loves
just saying,
the death game.
I'm trying to just make like
How
people
close
out
is
for a
Notre
game.
Dame to Detroit, Mike? Come on.
I mean, it's probably
That's
not
a
that.
plane ride.
I'm saying
Anything can happen.
No, Mike. Two things: he loves planes. He loves.
that's in Detroit.
Where were you on September 11th?
I love aviation, huh?
No, sorry. Go
What?
ahead.
The gin or
Oh, yeah, of course.
okay.
Shut
The cocktail.
Yeah, we're not sponsored.
cock.
Nope,
Well,
cocktail.
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna keep this about the ball game. It's Mike
Whoa,
says.
one ball
whoa.
About the ball game.
Heyo.
Mike's familiar.
I genuinely think Notre Dame probably wins by like 24 to 30 points. I think it's just a
That's
rout.
murder.
I really think it's a rout. I think
Murder in
I think
Indiana.
they walk into a buzzsaw and get blown out. And I don't think Notre Dame's that good. I mean, they're pretty one-dimensional, but
Agreed.
that one dimension is hard to stop, which is Riley Leonard.
And
in
they
that
score a
respect.
shitload of points.
They love
No, they
scoring,
score
and then
shit.
when
Love
they
to
when they
score.
slow down scoring, they remember that they need to score more.
Yeah,
So that's
no,
why
they-
I love Notre Dame. Indiana, yeah, you're the one team that's the worst. So Indiana Hoosier fans, sorry, it sucks to be the worst, but you guys are actually the worst.
Yeah.
Shout out Kurt Signetti, shout out Curtis Rourke. I love you both.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick here. Unfortunately, I agree with Mario for Indiana.
Bang.
I actually think this is the team that should have the worst odds to win. I get they're in an easier quote unquote spot in the bracket than
Yeah.
other scenarios, but let's be honest. If you look at their schedule, they got really, really fortunate with a lot of the games they were playing early in the season. You look at the end of the year. I don't think Michigan's good, right? But they're 7-5. They won that game 20-15.
Yep.
At least they won.
Then they lost 38 to 15. 38 to 15.
Shout out Ryan.
Shout out
man.
Ryan. But I say they lost 38 to 15 to Ohio State. Notre Dame at the end of the season, their last couple of games, 49 points against USC, 49 points against Army, 35 against Virginia, 52 against Florida State, 51 against Navy, 31-13 against Georgia Tech, a team that went to 4 overtimes against Georgia. Like, they are, you can say what you want about this Notre Dame team. They are running through teams right now.
Yeah.
And they don't look great doing it all the time, but the final score just looks belligerent.
Against a mediocre team or subpar team, they're
No.
not going to
I
stop.
was
Bar-
going to say,
barbecue
look at these
chicken.
teams, though. Look at these teams they're playing against. SC, known for their Lincoln Riley non-defense having ass.
That's the same. That's Indiana.
Hell of an
would count
adjective.
as one of those teams.
Yeah.
But no, this is a blowout. I'm sorry, Indiana. I love the story. I kind of want you guys to win. If you can make a run, it'd be cool.
I hate Notre Dame, so it'd be cool.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you
it'd
guys
be
beat
cool,
them. I'd love a
but-
Notre Dame choke.
Shout out cameraman.
Notre
This
Dame
is-
always chokes. It'd be so great to see it.
This is one of the ones I can't see
Yeah.
in the path. But yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Come on, be on my side here, bud.
I mean,
Go Hoosiers.
if you don't think that Indiana drew the absolute nut card in this playoff,
Hooters.
you're crazy. They don't have to play Texas, Ohio State, or Notre Dame. Notre Dame,
Oregon.
right?
Or
Or
Oregon.
no. I mean, in the first round, like out of all the worst seeds,
They
that you
play
had to-
Notre Dame.
I mean,
Or
Penn
Tennessee.
State. Penn
Or
State. my
Tennessee.
bad.
Or
No,
Penn
the home
State.
games. You don't have to go into Penn State, freezing cold. You don't have to go into Ohio State, freezing cold. You don't have to
I mean,
go
Notre Dame's gonna be freezing
Texas.
cold, but it's.
Oh,
I'm
I see
saying
what-
it's the
I
same
see what
state.
you're
Like
saying.
they know they're familiar.
I don't think
Every other
weather's-
team.
I see how
I think
you're
they got the
arguing.
best draw in the universe. I think people could show up for that game. Indiana fans. I mean, it's the easiest. I think people will be there. I think Indiana will go crazy. I think Notre Dame is just a scoring machine. A scoring machine, all you have to do is score. I've seen Indiana put up 50 points. I've seen Curtis Rourke go crazy. Yeah, maybe sometimes they look bad, but I've seen them score a shitload of points. And I think that this game, if they beat this Notre team in Notre Dame, then they play Georgia with a beat up team. I know Indiana can score. It'll be very interesting. I see a very good way that Indiana can get moving here, only because their first round is Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, if we want to talk about teams that have never proved anything, we hate on all that. Well, all we do is hate on
Worst
teams.
loss in the whole
No, but we hate on
No,
Texas
you'll
that
see.
never does
You'll see
anything.
the way I bet for Notre Dame, Georgia, and that'll be better.
No, I'm saying, but like we
Why
like to
shooting
bet,
me?
even like the first round, we like to talk
Yeah.
about Texas and like they've never done anything. We have to be fair. No, I'm saying I'm being
yeah.
fair.
No,
I'm fair.
consistent,
Notre
yeah.
Dame consistently has never done anything that's been the highest.
they
ranked
do always
bullshit.
choke at the end of
and
the
they've
year.
always had the easiest schedule in
For sure.
non-conference. Everything.
I just
locked
think
in.
I would love to see it.
My only point is I think Indiana is artificially held up this high though. Like, are they really one of the best teams in college football?
Statistically, yes.
We'll find
Like,
out.
their
but they don't-
offense at
but-
the beginning of the year was
But
going
if your
unbelievable.
problem with Notre Dame is they haven't proved anything, then how can you be on Indiana?
Because it's conference. They have conference wins versus Notre Dame not
What is-
being in a conference. I think that's
What
significant.
does that even mean?
What are you talking about?
Dude,
How is that not?
I'm just talking about like strength of schedule. Like
Yeah. Because they're in a harder
the only hard
conference,
game, the only
I
hard
think it
game they
means
played,
that.
they got blown out in.
yeah. I don't.
I mean,
Indiana beat. Tell me which of these games is impressive.
So I think-
FIU, Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska,
I think they have a
Washington,
better
Michigan.
loss. Right?
They played a better team and got blown out.
Yeah, but then Notre Dame lost to NIU, who's
No, it's a
nothing to anyone.
I don't
ever.
think either of them are impressive losses.
I don't look at loss.
Like, if you just get scheduled to Ohio State and get blown out, there's no way that's a positive. Right? Like, I think there's
No, Mike's like considering. He's like, I don't know. He's like,
like,
I
just
mean,
because Ohio State's on the schedule, there's no way you're like, we got
I
blown
mean,
out
dude,
by
Ohio State
Dude,
beats
they lost to Ohio
90%,
State.
99% of the teams in the nation. You know what I'm saying?
No,
He doesn't impact.
yeah.
You know
So
what I'm
why does that
And
why is
why is
that
that
good
impressive?
for why is that impressive for Indiana?
them to lose.
Because it's an expected loss.
And
No,
and
I'm
they lost.
asking. What?
What
I'm
are you
asking.
saying,
I don't
dude?
understand why is
No, it's
No,
clear
I'm
you
saying-
don't understand.
what I
Impressed-
impressed you guys don't
I know,
understand why
I
I'm
know what
saying.
Mike's saying. He's saying because they're not in division, they don't have to play the one gauntlet. that
Yeah.
every division has to play. So they don't have to play the Tech, or the Georgia, or the Ohio State, or the.
They can just pick and choose
The-
a cup.
No, they
Classic.
can't. Okay, first off, that's not true. I don't know if they play an ACC schedule. They just don't compete for the
I know.
ACC championship. So like when you're saying they pick and choose all their games, that's not correct.
They don't. They
That's
just
not
got
true.
fortunate with.
No,
They got-
Mike, no, Mike thinks they like handpick every single.
Well, no,
one.
so
No, that's
if
not-
you,
I mean,
I
that's not what I
understand
said, but-
that neither of these teams played hard schedules this year.
Agreed,
We 100%.
100%.
But like, okay, at A&M week 1 was not an easy scheduling thing on Notre Dame's part. At the time that was a ranked win until A&M lost 4 games. So they won on the road at A&M. Then Louisville at the time was a 15th ranked team. They fell off hard. They beat Louisville. Then Georgia Tech's not a hard game. They played ranked Navy. Obviously, we know what happened there. Florida State was supposed to be their hardest game of the year. They were scheduled a home game against Florida State, who was ranked in the top, 7 preseason.
Yeah.
Obviously, Florida State,
Murdered them.
worst team
Yeah.
in college football. Throw that away. Then Virginia, Army, and then SC at the end of the year, who was ranked 10 to start the year.
Who's a big
So
rival.
yeah, all the teams on their schedule just so happen to fall off. But like if you're comparing preseason schedules, Notre Dame versus Indiana, there's no
not even
world
close.
where you're looking at Indiana saying because they're in the Big Ten, this is harder than this. That's crazy. That's psycho. Like
I guess you're right. I mean, there's another conversation to be had about who exceeded preseason expectations more or less.
That's a different.
oh
world.
well, Indiana
That's-
I think
I
was
mean-
probably the most impressive team from where
They're
they
the most like Cinderella.
Them-
esque.
them-
Arizona State, then
Arizona State, Indiana,
Yeah.
SMU also.
Arizona State was last. Indiana was second to last. SMU was like,
SMU's
fourth
up there as
whatever.
well. But yeah, no, I totally agree. They did fantastic, but neither of these teams, had the most insane schedules.
And
But
that's
fair.
why I like Indiana, because they're both the exact same team, and I'm just gonna ride with Curtis Rourke scoring 1 billion points and having a chance. Maybe they lose, but for chances out of these initial games, like the worst seeds, I think are all cooked. This is the one game where it's like, hey, they're playing close to home. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Well,
Shout
if you're
out
an,
Kurt Signetti.
if you're an Indiana fan or you just are rooting for him, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you guys actually have a shot given this playoff, bracket that you guys are in? Do you like the odds betting plus 4,000? I feel like that
You have to love that.
it might be value if you like their spot in the
you like
it.
bracket. Mario obviously thinks 0% chance.
0%.
Mike thinks
I'll
it's
toss
burning money,
I'll
Coin
toss a
flip.
half
all
unit.
in play.
Half a unit.
half a unit play.
Half a unit.
Half a unit
Half a
play.
unit.
Let us know what you
40%.
think.
Wait,
We're
40%?
doing this. We're dropping a lot of college football content. If you like what you saw, if you didn't like what you saw, let us know in the comments. Drop a like, drop a follow. And Join us for the next one.
Hoosiers!